Oh wow, that's an intro. Hello, Friday Ketchup. Hello, Friday Ketchup. Please, yeah, let me switch the glasses here as well. My honor today is to have Griff into the Friday Ketchup. Griff, can you introduce yourself, please?
Howdy, I'm Griff, better known online as Greenwater Griff. I'm an IT engineer, software developer, senior staff, and I currently work at Qualcomm, which is a wonderful place to work, making really cool, neat things. And
Oh,
other than that, I am kind of a bit of a Susan super fan.
you are, yeah, yeah. I would say you are a SUSE ambassador. Hey, we have met on SuseCon, and you and your haircut and your glasses, you don't go unseen, right? You've been in quite some of the SUSE videos, all the videos afterwards from the events. But we were just listening to Dance Macabre, I hope I pronounced it correctly, from Ghost. Why did you pick that song?
So that's been pretty much my jam for I think 3 years now. I was keeping a playlist of new songs, trying to stay up on just songs, and each year it's like, okay, 2018 I look at this, 2019 this, and so forth. And I kept finding out that I'd carry over a couple from each year, and that song just kind of consistently moves forward with it. And it's just a really good jam, man. It has all the things in it that I like. It has a driving, like, rhythm going on.
Yeah.
But if you play it all the way through to like the bridge, it breaks down, and it's just great, man. It's just a really good jam.
Yeah, I must say I had never heard of it before, but I listened to it and it's awesome. It's really awesome. So yeah, thank you very much for adding that to the Friday Ketchup playlist. Is there something around open source that you had this week that you want to share with the Friday Ketchup audience?
The biggest thing open source wise is just kind of getting prepped for this talk that we have today.
Yeah.
Feels really good because it kind of in my mind shows how far Linux has come and just open source in general. Is so I'm talking to you on a framework laptop, which, if the folks don't know, is sort of an open laptop for right to repair, being able to modify things. Each little widget on it has like a QR code that you can scan and replace all the parts in it.
Okay.
The whole
Yeah.
mantra is open. I'm running OpenSUSE Tumbleweed on here because I figured I'd go for the rolling release to have something.
Yeah.
It'll be a better chance of new hardware just working out of the box. I put it on the thumb drive. It's like, okay, this is probably going to break. Let's see what it does. And it just worked.
Wow.
Like there was, put my username in, hit enter a couple times, the thing just installed. To talk to you, we're using a Teams client, which isn't very open source,
No.
but it was great to just go to, it's like, you need a Teams client. Okay, click. Yes, popped up.
Fingers
Install. Click. There was one pop-up that complained that something wasn't quite right, but I'm talking to you and you can hear me and see me.
Yeah.
So it went really, really smooth.
Wow.
And there's always the joke on like, this is the year of a Linux desktop or anything else, but man, it's just, it's easy.
Yeah.
Like you always hear complaints or comments that, I just use Windows because Windows works. But really, all of our open source Linuxy distros, they're just great. This is a wonderful daily driver. I love this thing. It just does all the things I need it to do.
Wow.
So
wow.
I don't know. I guess that's just open source in general.
Yeah.
It's the whole ecosystem has matured to a point that it just it's boring, which is what it should be. That's a favorite phrase that I co-opted. With everything in tech should be boring. The user doesn't want to spend their time, dealing with headaches trying to get it to work. They just want to press a couple buttons and have it go out the other end happy. And it feels that way so much of the time, especially in consumer goods. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, boring is good. Boring is good. Hey, today I want to share with you. This morning actually, I went to a diversity and inclusion event, a conference organized by Goodhabitz. Thank you very much for the invite, Goodhabitz. and I was really, really impressed by the keynote there. It was a combination of I would say acting, music, and really, really good content. Like for instance, this phrase. This was one of the few phrases in English. So I put this one up here. It says, diversity is about being invited to the party, and inclusion is being asked to join in and dance. Don't you like that phrase?
That's beautiful, man. Like all of this diversity, inclusion is super, 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 super important. I have found that as people have gotten more senior in their careers, they often knock the rungs out of the ladder behind them, especially for those who don't necessarily look like them or have a different background or different perspective.
Yeah.
And the less, especially during the pandemic, it's been nice. A nice thing on the pandemic, but a lot of conferences have gone digital, and I've been privileged to be able to go to like Grace Hopper, SHIP, just a whole bunch of conferences this last few years, and been able to do resume reviews, to talk to folks, to try to offer a helping hand up, to mentor people, which is great. I think it's really, really important for folks to mentor and offer a hand up. And especially, I'm a cisgendered, white, straight male. Like
having a green hairdo, though.
I do, but I don't. It's nice to, especially without the green hair, try to reach out and talk to people who don't look like me, different perspectives.
Yeah,
that's really what's super important. Is as a developer or sysadmin or whatever, chances are there's always going to be someone better at that skill than you.
Yeah.
But your unique perspective, your experiences, what makes you is a valuable thing. And that, to me, as far as like job hunts and stuff go, that's what makes people marketable, is I want to know what makes you. And the diverse perspectives just bring such a it's priceless. Like I'm getting a little tongue tied on it, but it's just really, really important. And we all industry is kind of guilty on it, but tech feels a bit guilty. I don't want to say guiltier, but like it's something that we don't work on. We can all do better, right?
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic on the future. Talking to especially the young folks that are just coming out of college, their experiences, their perspective, their outlook on life is kind of refreshing from an old graybeard. Thanks.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that insight. That's really, really cool. Hey, and what I always ask the Friday Ketchup guests as well is there something, and we didn't prepare this, but do you have like a book or a podcast or maybe a movie or a song or a series, something you would recommend the Friday Ketchup audience to have a look at?
I totally do. Let me get the title right real quick.
Okay, yeah.
I was looking around because I bought enough of these books to hand out to people.
Yeah, okay. While you do that, shout out, thank you very much, kudos to Pieter Isebout of ITGilde for sending me this tux. It's Tux Droid, a programmable tux. So I will definitely go and play around with it. But thank you very much. We'll enjoy it.
Ready?
Back to you.
So the book is called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie McKeesey.
Okay. Yeah.
You can read it in, just say, 20 minutes. Oh. It's just a gorgeous book of hand-drawn artwork and positivity.
Oh, wow.
I have like 3 of them over there, but I'm sure you don't want me to wander up and grab a book. But just if you follow him on Twitter, he puts artwork on there and stuff. But it's just positive psychology is a thing that I feel that it's a phrase that I just learned recently. But there's a lot of positive psychology group on Twitter, which is really, really, really nice. And with as crazy as the world is lately, it's kind of nice to focus on some of the good things.
Yeah.
And each page of that book are just wonderful life advice things that I think everyone should just go read.
Wow.
It's only, it's 15, 20 minutes. It's only a handful of pages. Most of them are gorgeous artwork with phrases, but it's a really, really, really good book.
Cool.
And
can you say the title and the author again? So the Friday Ketchup audience can look it up. I'll put it underneath as well.
The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And it is by Charlie McKeesey.
Charlie McKeesey. All right. I will definitely go have a look if I can find it on one of the audiobooks I tend to listen to. One of the audio providers, Storytel or anyone like those. But yeah, I think we have covered quite some things, Griff. I want to thank you very, very much for being my guest. I really look forward to the moment that we can meet in person again and get a picture, a real picture again. You, your green hair, will wear the flashy glasses, and we have a couple of beers.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful time. Thank you for having me. I really, really enjoyed chatting. And it's great. We need to make excuses to talk more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's find those excuses. Thank you very much, Friday Ketchup audience. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, the whole thing. And see you next week. Let's go back to Dance Macabre by Jozef. Bye bye.